What is your name and what is your relation to me?
My name is Guille Oliva, and I am Edgar's mom.
I'm not gonna cut that one. Where does our family history begin and how do we get to where we are today?
Our family history started like so many other families of immigrants. My parents, which are Edgar's grandparents, met in Tijuana. My mom came from Sinaloa looking for a better life, and she felt that in Tijuana she would have a better opportunity to make some money and send to her parents in Sinaloa. My dad was born in Guanajuato, and when he was 14 years old, he moved to the United States. He left his family behind, his mom, and again in search of a better life. And he moved to Alta Loma, California, with one of his uncles. He started working as a farmer when he was 14 years old. When he made enough money, he sent for his mom, who was living in Guanajuato at the time, and he moved her. He bought a little property in Tijuana, and he moved her there. He would go see her every single weekend, making the trip from Alta Loma, which was about 3 hours. And that's where he met my mom. And my mom used to be a waitress in Tijuana. And he would frequent this restaurant where she was working, and they met and they fell in love. And they started having a family. So he knew that he couldn't commute 3 hours every day to see his family. So he decided to find a job in San Isidro. So he worked in San Isidro for many, many years, and he would still cross the border every single day. My mom still had the American dream, and they saved money and they filed paperwork so they could move to the United States. In 1978, they moved to the United States, and um, along with their 5 children, which I'm the oldest. So here is where we started our life. So we've been in this country for over 40 years. And Edgar and his siblings were born here in San Diego.
What languages have been spoken in our family going back through the generations?
The primary language has always been Spanish, especially because we're immigrants from Mexico. But our last name is Portuguese. So at some point, I'm sure some of our family members spoke Portuguese. My great grandfather was from Spain, so I'm sure he spoke Castilian. I never met him. I didn't meet any of his family, but so it's been Portuguese and Spanish and probably Castilian.
What are the important cultural traditions that we have celebrated in our family history?
The most important cultural tradition we've always celebrated has been Christmas. Christmas has always been important to our family. We have a tamale making tradition where all our family members get together and make tamales. Now I'm trying to teach my daughter and my kids to, to make tamales. We also make ornaments, so we make cookies. Another family tradition is the celebration of Dia de los Muertos. Um, we go to the Panteon every year and take flowers. We also started making altar de muertos every year in honor of all those who have left us.
Can you please share an interesting story about our family or one of our ancestors?
An interesting story that my grandma used to always share with us was how she met her husband. My grandma was from Guanajuato, and she says that she met her husband in Torrington, Wyoming. And she was from 1910 and she got married when she was 15. So this was around 1920s. She says that she met him in a party in Wyoming. They never spoke, but they saw each other from afar. From I guess they were in the same room, but they never spoke. They just eyed each other. And she left the party, and he left the party. She went back to Mexico, and I guess he was living in Wyoming at the time. And somehow he found her contact information, and they started writing letters back and forth for about a year. They actually got engaged over a letter, and that's how uh, they didn't see each other until the day that they got married.
Last question. What are the most important aspects of our family history and culture that you hope the next generation of our families continues?
It's important that my kids are proud of who they are and where they come from. I think it's important that they continue learning from our culture and our roots and where they came from, carry on our traditions, continue speaking the language, and learn about our history, our rich history, our music, our food, and the culture.
For me, I learned that family is important because they're the ones that are around you all your life and that you can trust the most with anything, and that without them, it's pretty much nothing because family pretty much means everything, especially mine. Um, Also, that it's important to pass down traditions through the generations so that traditions never die. I think it's also important to know where you came from so that you never lose your roots or that side of that family.